Hey, Angel, Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
All right. What's good? If you're new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. If you're from Atlanta and you recognize the shirt, it's Atlanta Hawks shirt. Want you to know it ain't no bias here. It's just a free shirt that I got covering one of the games. It was a free shirt, so. This is the road to 5K subs. If you are new to the channel, my name is Rashad Milligan. Now, you might be read the title, clicked on the thing, and was like, Rashad, why such a controversial topic? The channel was doing so well, the numbers were going so well, and then you just come out with this controversial thing that's going to split the nation and just make everybody mad again. But I felt like it was a needed. I don't know. I don't even know. I wouldn't even say needed. I'm not gonna overdo that stuff. But I'll say I wanted to talk about it just because I wanted to do a video tonight, and then I had a couple other story times I wanted to do. I wanted to do a story time on Donald Glover at BET and Angel Reese, meeting Angel Reese and speaking to her for the first time, just like how I did with Caitlin Clark. Excuse me, when she came to Atlanta. Anyways, to this topic, though, it is trending. It is kind of the talk right now of today. So I did want to share my 2 cents on it and just kind of like a unique angle on it or whatever you might say. So Sketch is a streamer. If you guys might know him. I don't watch him that often. I do know who he is, of course, because he just kind of shot up. The first time I saw him was on an E-Date. And it was like, this was probably like the beginning of the year, E-Date. Or I don't even know if it was an E-Date. I think Duke Dennis was just in there. Like Duke Dennis popped in and then Sketch was like, oh, like he started freaking out. He's like, Duke Dennis, of course he's going to take out the girls. Just that or so. And it was just funny. That was like my first kind of introduction of him. And he kind of just did this like slow thing and the brother. Like it was just always just funny. And then it was even more funny when he went over to the Faze house with Playboy Max. He started freestyling in his regular voice. And I was like, oh, this dude is, well, obviously he's a character, but like seeing his real voice, it was just funny. And seeing him freestyle. He seemed like a cool dude in my book. Like I said, like I don't watch him, but from what I have seen from afar, he just seems like a funny and cool dude. So his thing got leaked of him doing the old stuff on the OF, being an old OF model, and on the rainbow side of the spectrum when it comes to people that you like and people that, you know, you kind of attracted to. My thoughts on it, I'm with the masses here of just like, it doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me of like, especially like what you did in your past. I feel like everybody has a past, you know what I mean? And I know that might sound like some enabling to people just like doing wild things and saying like, oh, everybody has a past. But like at the end of the day, we are flawed beings, right? We are all flawed beings. We all have our vices. We all have the things that we might be struggling with. We all have our hurdles, things that we overcome, mistakes that we're just like, what the heck was I doing? Times where we wild out. And, you know, it's very easy to fall off the rails. I think what you learn when you talk to a bunch of people, if you ever just talk to some homeless folks, or talk to someone in jail, in prison, and just ask them their story about how they grew up and this and that. And you will see, like, we as humans have a lot more in common than you would think. Just talk to, like, a drug addict, a Jay on the street. Talk to... you know what I'm saying? You can go down the list of other things that society in general people look down on. That's why I'm so kind of thankful for my job. Shout out to my job, man, rolling out. Because they give me the creative freedom to speak to like anybody under the spectrum. Like I can't speak to a Takara Ali, plug daughter, and then speak to like someone in the White House the same week. Like I just enjoy it. But, well, like I said, from that perspective of speaking to people just through my job, you notice we're more alike than we are different. I had a homie that was I don't know if I want to spill that information. Anyways, I'll say it. I had a homie that was like locked up or whatever a few years ago, and just kind of reflecting on it and stuff like that. I was just like, man, like we grew up together, same neighborhood, playing ball together and stuff like that. Like the only difference between like kind of where I went of like where people from my hometown and parents and people that looked over me and helped raise me and stuff like that, always saying, oh, we so proud of you, this and that, you're doing such a good job. The only difference between that and someone who ended up like my homie who's now out, thank God, is just, it's literally one or two different decisions. That's it. Life is all decisions, and if you can make the wrong decision, because we are human, like I said, we are flawed beings at the end of the day. One or two different decisions can make a huge impact and change on your life and stuff like that. How am I going to revert that back to this? Oh, I guess, just pretty much just what he was saying. What Sketch was saying was, yeah, like, I was down bad. I was an addict. You know what I mean? Like, I was lost. And, he said he's found God since then and stuff like that, on the podcast and everything. Give the man grace. Or you don't even have to. You don't even have to. It's crazy asking humans to give grace. Like, it's not our job to give grace. You know what I'm saying? This, you know what I mean? Just like it ain't our job to judge it. You know what I mean? Speaking of, Sophia. Oh, wait, hold on. There's one thing I wanted to say on Sketch, but before I moved on, but that would have been a great transition. I do want to call out the masculinity thing. I want to call out the sexual the sexism. That's the word. Sexual. I want to call out the sexism here in this scenario, because while majority of the people are defending Sketch and applauding him for his courage of admitting it, owning up to it immediately and stuff like that, and saying, yo, we got you, we don't care. It was similar with Isaiah Rashad when his stuff leaked a couple years ago, the rapper. Here's one thing about it. Kalani Rogers, who I've interviewed here before, as you guys can see or whatever, could look it up and stuff like that. Last year, I made her the Content Creator of the Year for my job, rolling out. Kalani Rogers is someone who came to prominence with her comedy skits and kind of just her looks. She looks good. Everybody likes her and stuff like that. Or most men like her. She's just a very attractive person. And she's funny. Got a good personality to go with it. She's kind of got all the qualities to be a star, especially online and stuff like that. She also does, she's also a model, or she models and has like kind of racy content on OF. And on there, it doesn't get like, she's never been fully, all the way just kind of like wild and out there. It's just very kind of racy stuff, like on the, like, teeter line of I guess PG-13 and rated R. So like that's what she does. And when she promotes it, like when she'll post like a thirst trap and then put like the link under it to promote it. The comments are just, it's two completely different things. When it comes to a woman with a background or past or this or whatever the case might be, regardless of what they're posting on there, if they got an OF, the society is, stone them. Cast to shame. You two, this is the worst thing in the world. And when it came to Sketch or like a man, and it's like, that's okay, buddy. That ain't none of my business. You keep going, brother. But it's like the same way that you did that, like you could have easily just ignored it and been like, that ain't none of my business or whatever when a woman posts it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then also, like you say, like, if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at, like, you know what I'm saying, the generation of simps, or the sympathetic or whatever, the simp, how do you say it, like, if it's something that's bad, like I can't think of the word right now, epidemic. The simp epidemic. Like, be mad at that. Be mad at, like, the men that's like goo goo gaga over women over the internet and opening up their pocketbooks and and wallets to every single thing, you know what I'm saying? Of like money, because they're fine or whatever. Like, be mad at that more so than the actual girl that, you know, you're going to drool over anyway. She's just making money off of it. And it's not even, like I said, rated R stuff. Anyways, to go move on to the next topic. That brings me to Sophia Young-Malcolm. Now, Sophia Young, for those of you who don't know, is a former WNBA player, former WNBA All-Star. She played for the San Antonio Stars for a very long time. Majority, if not her entire career. She still works right now in the state of Texas at Baylor. And, oh, yes. So Sophia was in the news over the weekend because A'ja Wilson broke the franchise record with the Las Vegas Aces / San Antonio Stars for franchise all-time leading scorer. And she took a picture with Sophia because it was alumni weekend and it was a moment and stuff like that. It got shared and people loved the moment. But there were a certain group of people that were like, I will never forgive Sophia Young-Malcolm for, you know, what she said. And for those of you who don't know what she said that she can't support gay marriage. And, you know, so this goes along with the same thing of sketch and everything like that. It's kind of under the same wheelhouse. Gayness is a weird thing. It's a thing that definitely like divides people and stuff like that. So I'll say it like this. Okay, I'm gonna break it up. Put me back on the screen. My personal beliefs, which, you know, I don't necessarily share all the time just out in public or anything, because I am a journalist, but we do all have our like kind of backgrounds and stuff like that. My personal beliefs are, as a Christian, as a follower of Christ, Lord Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior of my life, all the things that I declare. With Christianity, marriage is a biblical principle, and it's a word that comes from the Bible, and like just idea and thought, it's like biblical. However, in 2024 and throughout the years, I would say probably, I don't know, like I would guess the 20th century, but I'm not sure because I'm only, you know, younger than 30 years old, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I was born in the 90s. However, some way along the line, the word marriage and what it meant, the definition of it has been perverted by the government, and now it's turned to some thing that's purely like a contractual thing, a business decision, all of these things, like a government contractual agreement, like it's something that helps you with filing taxes and household and makes finances and a lot of things just kind of a little more simple, or like more when there's a label of marriage on it. So marriage is no longer the marriage in the Bible. The marriage that we see now is no longer the marriage in the Bible. It's kind of like what people say, separate church and state. So those are my beliefs on it and kind of my views on gay marriage. Me personally, if I had a preference or anything like that, I don't know what civil unions do. I don't know if civil unions have all the perks of marriage with like taxes and stuff like that and this and that, or filing stuff and that kind of for households. But if it did, like, I don't see why, you know, that can't be the case for that. And then marriage could be like a kind of more Christian. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But regardless, at the end of the day, stuff ain't none of my business, bro. Going back to the sketch thing, stuff ain't none of your business. It ain't none of my business what somebody else do in their own personal life and their own free time and whoop. They ain't got nothing to do with me, boy. You know what I mean? Like, and them folks definitely still get chastised. I know, like, it's a lot of media that a lot of people will say, like, a lot of media is pushing gay, and all this and stuff, and they hammer it in the younger generation and try to program them and brainwash them and stuff like that. Like, I definitely see all that talk. At the same time, regardless of all of that, it's still a large majority of folks in society that just scold and just, like, give gay people bad looks and, you know what I mean? Like, and on them and you gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see the people outside the games with the, oh, you're all going to HE double hockey sticks. Like, it's a thing, right? So it's like, those people go through a lot, bro. Gay folks go through a lot, dog. And it might be like a little more acceptable in modern society, specifically in America. But at the end of the day, that stuff is still a lot, bro. It's still a lot of just people just on your back and just like giving you speech after speech about how the way you're living and who you are and your existence is wrong and this and that and morally corrupt and all of these things. It's a lot, bro. They go through a lot of stuff. And so I say, like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your business. Whatever you want, that's what you want and stuff like that. And my proximity to you and me supporting, but I wouldn't even say like supporting necessarily that, but like supporting you as a person, as a human being, as a breathing, you know, piece of life full of purpose and everything like that. Like me, you know what I'm saying, supporting that and being here for you and everything like that. That don't affect my masculinity or my sexuality or anything like that at all. I'm comfortable in who I am and what I like and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just so much. I feel like nastiness and nasty spirits that go out ironically against that stuff. But like I said, you know, the same way that Sophia has a right to voice what she wants to voice, the same right that people have to criticize her for believing, you know, and taking the stance that she takes. So that's how I feel about the whole Sophia John. You know, it was great that they got to acknowledge her and celebrate her and stuff like that. That was what I wanted to say before I wrapped up. The Sophia thing, it reminded me of like voting. You know how people are always like, don't forget to vote. Make sure you vote. Voting is so important. This is the most important election of our lives. Like, people always say that, but it's always got like an undertone of like vote liberal, vote Democrat, vote go left. Because it's like, you know, if you vote for Trump and Trump wins, and it's like, oh man, y'all should have voted and this and that. Or it's like vote. Make sure you vote, and then you vote, and then you're like, no, don't vote for that guy. And it's like, you told me to vote, though. You didn't tell me who to vote for and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. This still just doesn't make sense. Like you can't say, like, love everybody, I believe in love wins, and this and that. And then you showing hate to another individual just because they didn't agree with what you agreed with. You know what I mean? So I feel like at the end of the day, like I said, to wrap all this up with the Sophia Young-Malcolm discussion. At the end of the day, Sophia has a right to say what she wants to say. People have a right to disagree with what she said. And people have a right to agree with it. That's the beauty of what is supposed to be America. And the First Amendment rights of freedom to religion, speech, all that good stuff. And the right to protest, man. So yes, that is what I say. Like I said, regardless, I'm glad that she was able to be honored and kind of show up and loved and hugged on by Asia and witness that moment where Asia passed her. I think that's a beautiful thing. And at the end of the day, man, what you think is beautiful is beautiful. I will say this. I can acknowledge where I have room for growth. Because stuff is still new to me, of like other things of just like, you know, with how progressive society has become. It's like, oh, that's what's it? I don't get that. And there's certain things I do think that I never will get, but just a basic, but a basic thing of just like girls liking girls and boys liking boys. Hey man. It be like that sometimes. Ain't got nothing to do with me, boy. Them folks hear plenty from other folks in society, chastising them or, you know, talking down on them and all that stuff. And I ain't got nothing to do with that, especially when my house ain't clean. Hey, look, I gotta wash dishes. I just cook. I gotta wash dishes. I gotta upload this video. I gotta make sure the bed right now ain't even working. I've been sleeping on the couch the last couple weeks because the bed ain't work. I got too much. I gotta make sure the car's straight. Like, I got too much to worry about, to be worried about who someone likes, who someone dates, who someone sleeps with. Like, I don't care, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't affecting my life at all, bro. So yeah, that's what I'm saying with that. And oh yeah. And yeah. I also see you with the double standards. If you're not gonna care or support somebody because they had a pass or they had an OF or exposed for OF and stuff like that, don't shame. Don't be like, oh no, that's cool, and then flip around and shame someone because they're a woman. Like, it's the same thing with man. There's so many things so many double standards here, but it's like when a woman, like, if a woman is in the same sex thing, right? Like, but they're both feminine presenting and attractive or whatever and stuff like that, then it's like, it's cool, it's celebrated and everything. But if it's like two masculine women, or like a masculine woman and then the feminine woman, or specifically this one, two feminine men, or a masculine man and a feminine man, like, them folks out of here, boy. I'll tell you. Picket fences, little torches and everything like that. Boy, that junk crazy, man. You know what I mean? So the double standards, I see it with the women who do OF versus like the man who got exposed for doing OF. It's like, oh, it's okay, bro. You good, bro. You bounce back from it. We ain't perfect. But the woman, oh, shame her. Shame. And same thing with all this stuff, man. Just watch the double standards. If you're going to have something, man, keep the same energy across the board, bro. That's all I ask for. Keep the same energy across the board. And yeah, that's how I feel about everything. Ain't no one to ask for my opinion on this. I just decided to record it. Like, this is rolling.
Hey, enjoy Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one quick question?
can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.